And hello, visuals, and welcome back to the Visual Guy Podcast, the entertainment news with me and Christopher. Well, Christ is here. We're going to hopefully talk some entertainment news. I don't know what there is or how much we've got. Oh, no, to be fair, first, mate, we should, what we said you're going to... Have I given you the wrong brew?
I don't know, have you?
Have you had a swag out of that one yet?
Not yet.
Yeah, that's stronger. That's weaker. I think so, because I've been drinking out this one all morning.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's 2 sugars and that's my normal brew. I don't know if you need more sugar out on that.
No, good.
Okay. Yeah, we said it after left you some Blue Beetle. Do you want to give us your in-depth thoughts on Blue Beetle before we carry on? Because yeah, we said you were gonna take a week to digest it and then give your honest opinion. Because before we even get started with that, we should point out this is another film that Chris saw the trailer of and thought, "Nah, that looks awful." So give us your 2 pence and let us know if you were unswayed or whatever. Or
It was a lot better than the trailer made it out to be.
I just love that tune. I just want to rap.
I did enjoy it, to be fair. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. But like I say, I think it was more the trailer put me off.
Yeah.
I
remember...
Thingy was like, well, that scene's from Spider-Man, that scene's from another film. You can't put a lot of scenes from other films together.
If you think about it really on paper, the whole film, technically in a weird way, is just Ant-Man. But every superhero film is the same anyway, to a certain extent.
To a certain extent, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I enjoyed it. I liked the fact that it was a full-on family mission and not just a little dude.
Yeah, it's unlike the Batmans and shit where it's like a solo thing. It's the whole... Because the grandma was in there kicking all kinds of fucking... doing all kinds of nut shit.
I like the aspect of the Beetle. Obviously being called the Beetle, the fucking big huge Beetle robot thing, and doing its.
I love it when it goes into its walk crab at the thingy, and at one point they're like, "Is that fire?" But it's like a toxic gas thing to knock everybody out, and it's coming out, and I'm like, oh, I love the stupid side of this, me.
But no, I enjoyed the whole aspect of it. It was really good. It was different.
I love. Obviously, you when we went to the second screen, you just missed the opening little bit, which is in space, or the different coloured beetles going down to different planets and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's the only bit you missed. But you don't need to. You know what I absolutely adored. I did a spoiler-free review and shit like that. I thought it was fucking so awesome. I had so much fun. It was hard. Again, the bits with his dad and that when he had his second heart attack, I'm like, oh no, the fucking bastard's gonna. And I love it when Miguel rocks up to his family house and whatnot, and he's all armored and he started to sync with the Beetle and whatnot, and he's fully understanding his power. Like even when they first, like, I loved to fuck the bits where he's flying and it has like sonic boom bit to like speed up and that effect they used. And I love the colour scheme to this, the blue and the purples. It looked, it just made me want to doodle in Sharpie that blue and that purples.
It was a nice colour scheme, to be fair. It was different to what we normally have seen.
It was very bright and vibrant.
Yeah, but it was a good film. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought. And obviously with the way it ended, hopefully there's another one.
Hopefully, like I said, we had no idea where it sits in the grand scheme of things. We saw that, what's his name, the original Blue Beetle's still alive out there from the cutscene. Yeah. The final, the uncle was hilarious in it.
He was.
The shit that he was coming out with, like he was proper. They have that balloon. It's like, now they're probably listening to you and what that kind of. It was a proper conspiracy nut and shit like that. And the way that he could, like his little truck as well, the taco. Like I love his reaction when Thingy's dad says, Ray's dad's like, oh no, you can hear him driving off. He's like, no, and they just faint in the second. Obviously, Pure loves his fucking. I don't know what kind of wagon that is.
I think I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but he gets a new one at the end and whatnot. And I love the cheesy ass moment at the end where he's like, I'll take the end. She's like, how are you gonna take me? And he gets all suited up with the rock off with the Blue Beetle. And I'm like, I don't know. It was everything that a comic book film should be. Because after having loads of serious ones, like especially from DC, we've had loads of dark shit. And it was nice to have this big, bright, vibrant teen sort of drama going through the motions because he's quite often been a Teen Titan and stuff like that. So if they do anything like that going forward, that would be amazing to see. But yeah, I can't knock the film. I just loved it. Like I said, I know it's a bit of a carbon copy Ant-Man thing, but I don't care. I loved it.
Like I said, I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would, to be fair. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one.
Fingers crossed it fucking comes out eventually at some point soon, whenever James Gunn says, yeah, because I haven't heard him say anything about this.
No.
But apart from that, there, I don't think there's anything else there that we need to update.
No.
No. After Gran Turismo, is that the final film for a while? I don't know.
I can't remember. I'll have a look.
Halloween has a few things in, like The Exorcist, FNAF, but throughout September. He's got a fucking drink up there. Where the fuck did he get that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know in September what
I don't know in September because I know some shit have been pushed back again.
Yeah, so many fucking pushbacks. It's
so I don't really know what we've got in September. But I'll have to have a look.
There's something coming out on the end of this month to Netflix. One Piece, the anime, but they're doing a live action film. I've never watched the anime, but I'll be watching the film and then see. Oh, I quite like this. I'll go and watch the anime. But I don't. Ahsoka. Have you watched Ahsoka? Did you watch Ahsoka?
Yes.
The first 2 episodes.
I might need to catch up on the second episode because I think I fell asleep.
Right, but you watched the first one.
Yes.
What did you think of the first one?
Tried it.
Mate, I can't believe how much I loved it. Yeah. The only downside to it is if you haven't watched the animated shows, because I'm sure there's Rebels and stuff, and there's a lot of tie-ins with that, like certain characters coming back and all that kind of carry on and whatnot. Okay. Like the lad that they keep often mentioning and shit like that, and it's like, if people haven't watched that, that's a lot of story they need to catch up on to jump into this. That's my only downside. The lad playing the Sith, I recognise him from something, but everything, I'm just like, I'm so in love with this. Like that first saber battle we got and everything, and I'm like, oh my! And Ahsoka herself is just phenomenal. Like she's amazing. I can't believe, because it's for me, it's going to be hard for a Star Wars show to beat Mandalorian. But I'm watching this going, oh my god, you might compete. So far, it's only 2 episodes. Don't get us wrong, but I'm like, both these episodes have been absolutely fucking outstanding. Like I've fully edge of my seat, enjoyed the shit out of both of these.
Star Wars are doing really well to me with their series.
Yeah,
they are. I've not had a disappointed series.
Rogue One. Andor, beautiful.
Yeah.
Obviously this, Mandalorian, I loved Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
So, just keep up the fucking amazing work.
I got excited thinking, oh yes, I'll watch this tomorrow. Monday, Tuesday. Yeah. And fucking out till Wednesday.
Yeah, it's Wednesday to come out, wasn't it? It's fucking Wednesday. But it was nice to get the back-to-back viewings and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, that's all good. I got a bit. Oh wow, he's done some damage on that one. Sorry, that I saw the dog come through drainless. So I thought, that should be quite big. Wait till Mother Teresa hears about this. But what have you got for us? Because I don't think there's anything. What we do in the Shadows is still amazing. I fucking highly recommend it to everybody. Heels is up and running, which is that wrestling show with Stephen Amell, the Green Arrow. Absolutely amazing. I don't think anything else that I'm watching is up. I don't think. No. Oh, I tell you what, I did fucking watch. Sorry, that I watched. We saw that. Remember we went. Was it Blue Beetle? We got the trailer for that film called The Dive. About the scuba person that gets caught at the bottom of the ocean. And then she has to, her sister or whatever, has to keep coming up and getting up.
Oh, you said.
It's HD coming up online. And I was like, let's watch it. It was okay. It was a German film. I think that's why the trailer was so short. I mean, it's English, but it's. I don't know.
There's a bit like 13 meters down, and
just with no.
Yeah.
It's just that the danger is being trapped so far down.
Yeah.
That's what the danger is.
There's no sharks though.
No, that's why I watched it though, thinking, oh, it's underwater shit. There's going to be some. But no.
Just you run out of oxygen. You were so long.
Yeah.
You can't get up to the top.
It did have its like sort of suspenseful moments, but yeah, it was okay. I'm sure there was something else. You carry on with your news. I don't know if there was something else that got up recently. I watched the Jennifer Lawrence film a few weeks back.
I haven't watched that yet.
That was quite funny. She's quite hilarious in it. There's a bit where she goes full nude, and I'm thinking straight away. I don't think pair of tits. I'm like, I wonder if that's my first. I wonder if that's you, or if they've used a body double and they've imposed her, because I don't know if she would. But she's on the beach and some kids take all of her clothes, and she just gets unpacking with these 3 teenagers naked. She's like, "You fine?" I'm like, she's amazing. She's so fucking funny. It's maybe one of the best things I've seen her in terms of how much she made me laugh. The whole film was quite funny, to be fair. I actually really enjoyed it.
Give it again. I think give it again.
But here's what you know, sir, because I don't. If anything else winds up, I'll.
Well, starting off, we've got Snow White. Yeah. Whatever her face is called, she's belittled the old one.
Yeah.
Completely about it, and it's an old classic from the 40s. Half that stuff you wouldn't get away with now.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking sexual, fucking all of this shit.
Yeah.
Well, bad news for her. Disney, the live action has been put on hold for indefinitely.
Oh,
don't know how long for, or what the crack is, but it's been permanently put on hold for a while.
How far into it were they? Because I know that we got pictures and that from it. We haven't had a trailer out, have we?
No. I don't think it's coming out till like mid next year anyhow.
Maybe because this is a big role she could have had. She could have been like.
That's what I mean. She's been slating. She's been slating this off for a while.
It's like, what's that saying, that don't bite the hand that feeds? It's kind of what it is, because don't get us wrong, you might, because it is a lot of the old ones are, but it is. I guess when you think about it in black and white, it is a bit creepy. Some guy kissing somebody in the woods. Hello. One sec. And we're back after the dogs had some fun with Grandma's slipper. But yeah, it's a weird one. You shouldn't really go nuts when Disney is saying, "Hey, do you want to do a big project?" And because obviously you know what you're signing up for. You know the story of Snow White before you sign up to it.
Yeah.
So if you really were against it that much, you should have said no. But you were happy to get paid up off them.
Yeah, I think she's probably ruined her career doing this.
I mean, potentially, yeah. I've never heard of her before, anyway.
I've never heard of her.
I saw a lot of people laughing because Gal Gadot was playing who?
The witch.
Yeah, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's meant to be the ugly witch, and that's Snow White." Yeah. But everyone's like, Gal Gadot's way more pretty, and I mean, she's not a pretty girl, but
yeah.
It's
so
like,
I mean, how can Gal Gadot get jealous of Snow White when Gal looks like that?
Yeah, and Gal Gadot would have absolutely smashed that role. I'm not the biggest fan of her films apart from Wonder Woman. Like, I don't exactly rate her in Fast because she's just a generic hot girl. But I love Gal Gadot. I think she's amazing. And
yeah.
But so that's a weird one.
Yeah, pretty weird. Premiering in January 2024.
Yes.
We have got AMC's The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live.
They're the Rick and Michonne.
Yes.
Which is bad because I showed you the pictures, didn't I, of them in red coming through, very Batman-esque and whatnot.
Yes. I'm fucking.
Yeah, I can't wait for Daryl, because Daryl as well. The best thing about the Daryl show is it seems to explain the overall story, because he's in Vive la France.
Because I think that's where more mainly started in France.
It did. That's where the outbreak started, in Vive la France, and so there might actually be something with his kid that he's got to go look after or get or whatever he's doing with. But obviously, being a Rick fan out of the whole thing, I'm probably more looking forward to that, just on a personal thing, because I want to find it, because we got to see him at the end of The Walking Dead, granted, but for 2 seconds on that horrible, mouldy, minging-ass beach and a bit of a campfire, and that was it. I was like, no, give us more than fucking that. So I can't wait to see him.
Yes, it's going to be good. Still don't know what's going on with films.
Yes.
We were meant to get 3 films.
Yeah, I imagine it's just going to be a series now, is it?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go down the series route. So God knows how many seasons we're going to get of this.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously we've got.
Surely you only need one story. You can't. We've been waiting for Rick to be found by Michonne for fucking years as it is.
We have.
You can't
Since season 9.
You can't be like, hey, we're going to do 5 seasons of this, and by the end of season 5 they'll. No. I understand do it at the end of the first season, but make it a season of them on their way to each other, and we'll climax with them meeting up, and we'll end it there. That's my hopeful.
I'm still confused on why World Beyond is amongst all this.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just
because it was meant to explain the people who took Rick.
Yeah.
But yet they kind of explained who they were.
Yeah.
But nothing to do with Rick per se.
I can only imagine when it starts, because you'll have parts where it's about Michonne and about Rick, won't you? And
you're bound to have something to start us off where you got taken away in the helicopter.
Yeah. And it's got to be like, you know, Rick where is that, some facility or whatever, and it'll say, well, we've took, surely them talking to him and saying, this is what we do here. This, you must get answers from that. You have
and we need to know what grade A, B, and C is.
Yeah, because initially she wanted
to C.
She wanted Gabriel.
She did, and
then she classed Rick as A. He wasn't an A. He wasn't like, because I'm assuming A is the best, but she's like, I've got a B or whatever it was, or C, whatever. It was like the second best option she had.
He's alive, but he's mangled, or he's not dead, but yet he's survivable.
Yeah,
he's not a zombie, but yet he's dead.
Yeah,
what?
Yeah, it's all kinds of weird. But anyway, just get us that show, please, so we can fucking see Rick and Michonne doing that thing.
Yes.
It is very much needed.
Yes. Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
There's a little rumour.
Oh, you're going to mention Daredevil?
Yes, he's going to
Daredevil.
appear
Deadpool.
He's going to be
Ghost Rider
in Deadpool.
Which would explain this film doesn't matter if you do that kind of shit, because it quite literally shows you going through the Fox, like them pictures we saw where the Fox badge is down on the ground, crumbled and smashed.
This is going to be an epic film.
Oh, it's going to be fucking.
He's got a lot of people involved in this.
It's going to be amazing, because even like I said, you can use, if they literally are fighting across the, if they're fighting on the 20th Century Fox logo, they must know. Well, Deadpool knows he's in a film anyway. He breaks the fourth wall, so he. Just if you see Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider, just right, it will make sense. It's fine, because we're doing this traveling here, there, and like, you know, he'll make a, is that guy on fire on a bike or whatever, or so, and it'll probably plow right into him like that's fucking mint. You know, it'll be something mental.
Oh, I can't wait for this film.
No, I can't wait, man.
Can you wait? Spoke about this one a few months ago, but pop back up. Zelda. TV series.
Yes.
Obviously, it's getting a lot of hype at the minute. It's obviously Tom Holland's Link, Emma Wilson as Zelda, and we got Idris Elba as the Legend of somebody.
Oh, is Idris Elba playing the bad guy?
Gangon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no way. Okay.
So we're getting a lot of hype at the minute. I haven't got release date yet, but it's coming on really well.
I need to see some Link shenanigans.
DC. Obviously, I don't know what fucking universe we're in at the minute with Batman, fucking Flash, and all that stuff. But we might be seeing Grant Gustin.
Oh, I heard this.
Yes, we might be seeing him a bit more.
Yeah,
because. Obviously, we've got Ben Affleck's Batman in fucking whatever universe that is.
Yeah.
And then we've got Robert Pattinson in whatever universe that is.
I think they're just going to do its own separate The Batman universe.
Well, in Robert Pattinson's version, obviously they need a Flash.
Oh, so they're going to chuck...
So, obviously, Grant has obviously been the Flash in the fucking series.
For years now.
Yeah. So there's a rumour that he's also going to be appearing in the Flash as in The
Batman
stuff,
the Batman. Rob Pattinson.
Yes.
Oh, see, that's a great shot. I love that. But I think if I had the choice, I would just make him our Flash in this new DCU and just say, right, that's our Flash. So whenever Flash rocks up in the DCU, because like I said, as far as I'm aware, the Batman shit's in its own. Ignore that. That's over there. It's fine. It's one film. Over here is the mess. And then, it's getting back in any capacity because I loved him as the Flash.
Oh, I do.
The only worry is that he was perfect for TV. Because I know it sounds stupid, TV and films. You know what's the difference? But there is a difference. There is big screen actors, and there is. And as far as he is in a new film about puppies, but I can't watch a dog film ever again. Ever since A Dog's Purpose, because that shit crippled me. But he's in a new film with some girl called The Life of a Puppy or The Love of a Puppy or some shit. Yeah, and I was like, I want to watch it, but I'm not gonna. But yeah, I loved him as the Flash anyway, so I can't imagine it will be bad or anything. But if we say bye to Idris Miller, fair enough. Even though it's a shame because of the Flash film we got, he's just mental. But let's go with our boy from the Arrowverse.
Yes.
And let's fucking somehow be weird and try and work out an Oliver Queen, Stephen Amell. I don't know how they would do it because obviously what happened, but I just want to see it again. If we're going to get some CW boys on the big screen, I want to see him at least once.
It'd be nice.
Because he kicked it all off.
He did. He started it all.
Yeah, so that would be amazing. He's fantastic in that heel show I watch. He's a bad guy wrestler. Oh, it's so good.
Doom 2 has been put on hold.
Has
Well,
it?
It's not been put on hold. It's been delayed. Sorry, it's been delayed.
Is it no longer November?
It was supposed to come out at the end of this year. It's now
Yeah, November, December.
It's now getting pushed back till middle next year now.
Oh, wow.
Due to the strike.
Jesus Christ, there really might only be Gran Turismo left. What the fuck?
Strikes. Season 7 of Rick and Morty.
Have you seen what they're doing with that?
No.
Because obviously, Justin Roiland, who does the voice of Morty and stuff, he got into all that controversy, didn't he?
Yes.
Even though I don't know how this works now, because he got found innocent of it all. There was something to do with women, and he was something to do with his missus, and there was a dispute or some shit. He had some bad things put against him, but apparently going forward, they're just going to use old voice clips of him from the old seasons to put together, and they're also going to use very identical sound-alikes. So Justin Roiland, one of the main creators of Rick and Morty, won't be voicing Morty anymore. Because that High on Life game, obviously, that's a huge creation of his. Apparently in the DLC, like, the main gun, that's not going to be in it anymore in this new DLC. So, like I said, which is bizarre because he's been found innocent. So,
yeah,
if you've been found innocent, sure.
Your things, if you're found innocent, then you can just continue doing
Yeah.
what you need to do. It was the same crack, isn't it? The same crack with that football player.
Mason Greenwood.
He got found innocent and all the shenanigans with him and his missus, but yet
That one is a bit
getting let go or something.
That one is a bit sus because the record. I don't know how he's been found innocent because there's genuine recordings that the whole public have heard, and he is 100% attacking his missus.
Is he?
Without a shadow of a doubt, you can hear the recordings, mate. I don't know how exactly. It's a strange one.
Well, anyhow, Rick and Morty will be coming. Season 7 will be hitting our TV screens on the 15th of October. Obviously, we've got Zack Snyder.
Yeah. Oh, you know about his new trailer?
Well, no, but I am going to talk about that because yeah.
I've got some thoughts on that. But carry on what you're going to say.
Obviously, we've got Rebel Moon coming. It's in 2 parts.
Yeah.
And I've been wanting to. Since I heard about this, I've been wanting to watch this because I fucking. It sounds good. It fucking sounds good. We've got a trailer, and it looks fucking amazing. Obviously, we've got episode 1 coming out. Wait there. I've got dates. Wait there.
One of them, the first film's quite soon, isn't it?
Yes. So we've got part 1, The Child of Fire, which comes out in December this year, 22nd. And then we've got part 2, The Scargiver, which comes out obviously April 19th.
Yeah.
Which is fucking...
Well, you can maybe explain it, because when I watched that trailer, I was extremely confused. I don't have any clue what it's about. I don't know who the main character is. And
girl, the woman.
Well, I thought that, but then we saw the guy training and getting the big bird thing, and he had the last part of the trailer. I'm like...
I think what they did is they kind of like put both films together, so we kept jumping from back and forth.
Right, okay. So that's clips from both films.
Yes.
Right, and then last of all, Charlie Hunnam's in that trailer, and he doesn't say a single fucking thing. And I'm like, is Charlie going to speak in this? Because you'd imagine if he's in it, he's going to be a side. It doesn't look like he's going to be a main character, but it's a significant side character. I looked at it and just thought, I have no idea what this is about. Like, 1 minute we're in this crazy explosion ship crack, and then we're in like a weird little desert. What? I have no idea. I don't know if this is a past franchise either, if it's something original or something he's took from a show or a comic or what.
As far as I'm aware, it's not. It's just a full-on. He's been doing this. He's been doing this for quite a while, putting it together for quite a while.
Right. I'm not expecting it to be crap because I love Zack Snyder. He's amazing. 300, the Zack Snyder fucking Justice Cut and Justice League cut and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I just didn't understand the trailer. but that could be my little brain. And like I said, I was like, I don't know what this is about here at all. Like, even when I watched Dune trailer, for example, because this got Dune vibes from this trailer, I somewhat understood what the crack was, but I watched it and thought, hang on, we're dead futuristic in that. Now we're in a weird suburbs. Now there's a guy naked flying on a boat. Are we in Lord of the Rings or are we in Star Wars here? I had no idea what was going on. But I'm the same as you though. I'm looking forward to it. It visually looks amazing, and I'm sure it's going to be great. There's a huge cast involved in it.
Oh, there's a huge cast. Let me just bring up the two. See, the main character is that Sophia, again, what do we call her?
Okay, so she's the lead.
Yes. So we've got Anthony Hopkins, who is the voiceover guy of it all. As you said, Charlie Hunnam, he's Kai. There's that Damien Toussaint.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in it. What I can figure out is what I can get the gist of is there a colony on some kind of galaxy planet who's under attack by another colony.
Dune then? Dune.
Probably. And there's always been a story of a little girl, as they said in the film, in the trailer, there's always been a story of a little girl who's the protector of it all. And this is Sophia, whatever her name is. Yeah. She is the protector, she's the one who...
She'll stop the war.
Basically, yeah. In a nutshell.
Right.
That's my dumbed down version.
No, it gives a bit more clarity anyway. Like I said, I'll be tuning straight in without a shadow of a doubt. I'll be checking it out because even regardless, visually itself, it looks like Avatar, for example. I'm not fussed about Avatar, but visually it just looks beautiful. It's just like this film.
Like I say, I've heard about this for a while and I've just been fucking wonderful. When's it coming?
And then you finally got the trailer.
But that's not the original story. The original story, as I was going to, is obviously Zack Snyder. Yeah. Now he's finished his project, what he's wanted to do. He's now moving on to another project. Yeah. And I don't know how this is going to conflict with it because we're getting a TV series of Gears of War.
Oh, sweet, yeah.
But he also wants to make a movie.
Of Gears of War?
He's now announced he wants to make a movie of Gears of War.
You could do both, that'd be fine.
Yes.
As long as you did...
As long as, yeah.
As long as you, did all your... Well, I don't know what's going to come first, but say it's the show first. As long as you need... I'm assuming it'll be spin-offs from each other, not continuations.
I don't know.
Because, as far as I'm aware, the main characters in the Gears of War, they're big jarhead-looking guys. Yeah. So unless you just follow one of them... I don't know. Usually, though, it's the TV shows that are spin-offs, aren't they? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I'm all up for it. I know nothing about Gears of War. I've seen limited gameplay. I've had one go with it, but I know it looks fun with these big locusts that are attacking from whatever. These big crazy guns with swords at the end and whatnot. So I'm down for it. Give us some Gears of War shenanigans. Oh, yeah. I'm sure it'd be great. And please hope to God that Dave Bautista gets cast because I know that he was a DLC character.
He was.
And I don't know if he was playing himself. I have no idea. But he just looks the part of it. You could see him in the big armoured suit and whatnot.
He definitely does play suit roles.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely fucking... Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was going to say at the start. What I watched that Vacation Day too. Vacation Friends. Yeah. That you mentioned last week. It's hilarious, mate. John Cena, right? We've given him slack before in the past about, he's not the best actor ever, but he is born to play these fucking dumb, stupid roles. Like in this, he sat there with his hair all messed up, and he's a bit not like a dude, but he's like, hey man, awesome man, and you're like, he's fucking hilarious. He is so funny. Like comedically, his timing's on point. I didn't realise he was, for example, he's very much kind of peacemakery like in this. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, the film itself won't blow your mind. It's just a normal generic comedy, but you will giggle away at it. But yeah, as soon as you mentioned it, and then through the week, I was like, oh my god, it's up, I'll watch that. But that was so much fun, and John Cena was great in it.
I'll give it again. We've got the Equalizer 3 coming out soon.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, we're doing. But the director says it might not be the last one.
Okay.
He's thinking about doing a Robert McCall, who's the name of the character.
Yeah.
An origin story.
Oh, so it'll be like a prequel.
So it's going to be a prequel.
So Equalizer 3 will be the end, because that's how it's going to end.
Yes.
But to see how he got into this,
yes.
I'll give you 9 seconds crack.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I wonder then if it won't be Denzel then. I'm assuming it'll be a younger actor.
I think it will be.
Oh, it's still going to be him?
I think it's because they're on a... they're just going to age him down, like what they've done with most people nowadays.
Do you know what would have been beautiful on that? Obviously, it can't happen anymore. But obviously, Chadwick Boseman had a huge connection with Denzel, didn't he? Mm-hmm. It was because of Denzel paid for his thingyship to get into acting. He paid for his scholarship over in Oxford or whatever. And now we become Black Panther. It would have been quite cool, even though they don't really look alike. But it would have been nice if they had like a prequel thing a way for Chadwick to...
It would have been nice.
That would have been cool as fuck.
Yeah. But like I said, what AI can do nowadays...
Well, Sam Jackson in Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
And points of Secret Invasion, they did that. But I know it costs a lot to do that. I don't know who makes the Equalizers, I can't remember.
I don't know. I don't even know. Another original TV series that was out fucking years ago is coming back onto the screens.
Yeah.
Razor.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Right. But it says it's getting a sequel series, but I just don't understand what the crack is because it's still got the original cast. So I don't know.
Fraser it had a lot of them.
I never really got behind it. I didn't.
It's not outstanding. Don't get us wrong. It was one of those shows that would be on sometimes before I was leaving for school and shit. You know, like My Name Is Earl. Not My Name Is Earl. The one with the guy that talks like that. Oh, what the fuck's that one called? He lived in the house with his big brother was the cop. Yeah, Everybody Loves Raymond. Yeah, it was like you'd see them in the morning before I was going.
And what you call that other one where you had fucking the big dude, the wife. And they've teamed up every now and then. He's Adam Sandler's mate.
Oh, yes, not James. Yeah, James.
I don't know what it's called. Last thing I can. Was not the president in the Pixar film.
Yeah, in the Pixels film.
Yeah.
He does a Kevin Spade. Not Kevin Spade. That's a smaller one. Kevin James.
Yeah.
Kevin James.
It was his series. Him and her.
Didn't they work in not a hardware store? They worked in somewhere.
I can't remember now.
I can't remember. But anyway, yeah. But my original what I was going to say was that I'm sure in that though that they had a lot of sexist jokes and shit like very late 90s jokes and stuff. And I'm like, because if you don't bring it back with that, then it's not going to be the same unless it's that character developing with modern day.
I don't know. It's just a Fraser sequel series. And it comes out on Prime Plus on the 12th of October.
Oh, fucking hell. So
it's
got a date in the lot.
I don't know. Yeah. Sticking to Prime, the saga continues for Tulsa King. Season 2 will be out late next year. So it's been pushed back, but it is coming. I like Tulsa King, to be fair. I got behind that.
Got behind some Tulsa King. Okay, fair play.
It was your typical Sylvester series.
Yeah.
Mob and all that shit.
I know you told me to watch it. I was gonna, but there was something about him as a mob guy I just couldn't buy. Like there was, I need to go and either make a proper opinion. But I remember looking at it thinking I just can't see he was like a mob guy.
It was alright, to be fair.
I find it weird how the new Expendables barely shows you him geared up in action. At the very end, it just says with Sylvester Stallone.
I don't think he's one of the main characters in it.
Which is mad because it's his thing. He's the one that started it.
Yeah.
Oh, because every time we've watched the trailer about 5 times now at the cinema and shit, and always at the end it's with. And usually when they say with, it's just a quick.
But I think that's the case with most of the original lot. I think they're stepping back, and this new lot are coming in.
The only one that's the ones that I know that I could see in it that are from the originals was Dolph Lundgren and Jason Statham.
Yeah.
It's the only two, but like obviously 50 Cent's relatively new. Well, that's his first film. Megan Fox is new. they usually got a lot of the old UFC fighters and stuff in. Chuck Norris was in one of them for a bit, wasn't he? I fuck knows, but yeah, that's just a bit. It's a bit mad. Just talking about this. Oh, speaking of as well, I was reading online. Apparently, the reason why one of the Meg 2 wasn't so great is apparently they didn't use anything from the book. They just made their own thing up. The first one apparently they went quite off the book, and the second one they made their own. And it's kind of fuck. Do I need to just fight? Do you need to buy the book then?
Well, apparently it's done really well, especially in China. It blew up in China.
I think the first one did well in China.
Yeah, because it's partnered with some Chinese.
Well, there's a lot of obviously. There was a lot of Chinese actors and stuff in there and stuff like that. And I'm sure, isn't that island Fun Island? Didn't they say that was
some Chinese island? Yeah.
It's weird. Venom didn't pume it over. Remember that was like one of the biggest. I was thinking, why the fuck do the Chinese why are they loving Venom?
Well, yet they don't like Barbie. Barbie got cancelled.
Yeah, I saw that because of there was a reason, and I can't remember what it was now. Oh shit! I can't remember what the reason was. But I did see that, which is just mad.
Yeah,
it's like I think the Chinese just love all these big, messy, carnage, horror shock sort of stuff.
They do. I was going to say something I forgot. So yeah.
I was like, last one.
No.
Oh, I saw you flick it. Stop.
No. So for people who enjoyed the first one, I was not keen on the first one.
Right.
But I don't know if it's going to be Jim Carrey because obviously he's supposed to be stepping away from...
First one of what?
The Grinch.
Oh, the Grinch. I was saying we didn't mention it. Yeah, we went to Tulsa King, Sylvester Stallone, Meg in China.
Yeah, so
there's another Grinch coming.
There's another Grinch coming.
It's one of his best. It doesn't matter what you think of the film. Him as the Grinch is hilarious. His facial mannerisms and stuff. It is.
I wasn't the biggest fan of the Grinch, but I know it was a big film for him, and a lot of people loved him, especially around Christmas time.
Yeah.
There's a number 2 coming, but I don't know if he's gonna be in it.
His heart grew at the end. And he loves Christmas again. Why did he make a second one? Or happy ending. It's weird. They live on a snowflake. That always give you the heebie-jeebies because you're like, well, that's just gonna melt. You've built this whole civilization on a snowflake.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get us wrong. I don't particularly love it. I don't particularly hate it. It's just the Grinch. It's just I've seen it a few times. It's all right. Jim Carrey's funny.
But like I said, I don't know if he's going to be back for the second one because he's supposed to be stepping down. He's supposed to be retiring and all that stuff.
Didn't he say he was retiring just before Sonic 2, or was it just after?
It was just after Sonic.
Just after.
2. But I think they've persuaded him to come back and do the third one because he when he read the script, he really liked it.
Well, he's definitely fell in love with being Dr. Robotnik because he seems to have a whale of a time playing him. So
I think that's what's keeping him going at the minute. But whatever else he's doing, he's just like, I'm not interested.
I'm not interested. Unless it's got something to do with me chasing around a little fucking blue hedgehog. I don't care.
Yeah, basically. Moving on. We are getting a on work there because I don't even know what it's about.
Oh, exactly. Yes, get in.
I've just got a name of the thingy and when it's coming out, but that's about it.
Nice.
I don't even know what it's about.
Yes.
I'm slacking here with homework.
It's all right.
Right. Right. Yes.
Found what you're on about.
It is the spin-off to The Boys.
Yes.
It's called Gen V.
It's out in like a month, isn't it?
It is out in 29th of September.
Roughly, just shy of a month. Yes. Whatever, about a month's time.
It's obviously about the younger generation.
Yeah.
With superhero powers and
anything from The Boys world, you please bring it. Because I imagine, because we already know the world of The Boys is fucked. Even though, did you finish the newest season? You got hike halfway through, or a couple of episodes in. I don't think you ever finished it.
I haven't finished season 3, no.
It was fucking just...
I think I've got like 3 episodes left to do.
Oh,
that's what I've been doing, to be fair. Before I start any new stuff, I've been finishing off old stuff.
Yeah. So hopefully that.
So it's on my list. It's on my list to do
because it's by far one of my favourite shows of all time. I love The Boys. I didn't realise I'd love it as much as I did. Because I remember when I first heard about it, I'm thinking, right, superheroes, this might be a bit goofy, but I like superheroes. Let's go for it. And I'm like, oh fuck. This is not what I expected. Because I only knew briefly about the comics, didn't know shitloads about them. But now I've bought shitloads. Like I've bought Herogasm. It's a comic book where it's just a full orgy of heroes. Like it's Homelander and that being extremely gay and stuff. It's beautiful. I fucking love it. Like the fact that we're walking into a guy's dick and exploding. I don't even know if you remember that, do you? It started this newest season.
Yes.
Yeah. And he goes and he's like tickling the inside, but then he's got coke and he sneezes and whoosh, and it's fucking. But because I've seen all the set pictures of it and how they made this big massive dick, I'm just like, oh wow, what a fucking show! Oh, it's so good. Carl Urban's just a beast. I love me some Billy Butcher.
Beast.
But yeah, I'm Generation V.
Generation V.
Obviously, the V being Compound V. It's the next generation of kids
not,
to take.
Not this generation.
Yeah, it's kids who have took Compound V. Because obviously, we know in this world, superheroes are made by a corporation. Vought. Dave Bautista.
Jason Momoa.
Oh, mate, before we should speak about WWE quickly.
Yeah.
And that was fucking the most weird news I've ever got. We maybe should have started with this, but Jesus fucking Christ, it happened on. We're speaking of just the random amount of the blue death of Bray Wyatt. Like, it was,
that's happened.
Well, he was supposed to wrestle Bobby Lashley last Mania, but a couple of weeks beforehand, he didn't appear on the show because he'd come back with this whole new gimmick and all that kind of stuff. And he just went off. They said, oh, he was injured. But then apparently it was an illness that could have been life-threatening that took him out. But apparently it was a few weeks to come back onto TV and shit. And he's obviously been dealing with some sort of illness or whatever. That's two members of the Wyatt family dead now. It's Luke Harper and him. And I remember Bill my leg on, and Mum comes down, she's like, Bray Wyatt's dead. And I'm like, huh. So that happened over the fucking 36.
Yeah.
36.
I was just older than me.
Weird as fuck, man. So obviously TikTok and stuff's been full of all these like little tributes. SmackDown give a nice little tribute. They left the lantern in the ring at the end of the show, and oh, it was weird as fuck, man. Hearing that.
It's happened many times. Because there's the other guy that died.
For the Wyatt family.
No, the two wrestlers.
His fucking name's just escaped my head now. Yeah, so fucking.
He retired for a while, though.
Yeah, he was fairly well on. So I mean, it was more of a okay, you can understand, but this one was just like, fucking hell. His name will come back to us in a sec when you're talking. But yeah, that was a weird one.
It was a weird one.
So yeah, fuck. But carry on with your Dave Bautista stuff.
Yeah, Dave Bautista, Jason Momoa are teaming up. They are making a buddy comedy.
I think you mentioned this a couple of weeks ago.
Did I?
I think that you definitely mentioned something about Jason Momoa and a wrestler, but I think maybe you said John Cena or somebody at the time.
Oh, I don't know.
No, maybe you did say Batista, but yeah, this definitely rings a bell from something you've said, which I'm so more than down for.
Oh yeah.
Just them two. Imagine being arrested by them two. It'd be so. I would literally break the law just to be. Because obviously I'd have to make sure it's a good enough law to be broken so them two come. Oh fuck! I would not resist arrest then. I would embrace.
It looks like it's gonna be a TV Plus. No. An Apple Plus.
An Apple Plus. I was thinking it was TV Plus.
An Apple Plus.
Apple Plus.
Because they have teamed up together in C.
Oh, was Dave Bautista in C?
Yeah, he played Jason Momoa's brother.
And obviously they were doing together.
Yes.
Did Batista not? Was he not the one that eventually killed Jason Momoa in that?
Yes.
He wasn't he?
Yes.
They've knocked the boots before. It's a matter of time until we see Dave Bautista at some point in Fast and Furious. I bet you anyway. So I wouldn't be surprised. They love an old wrestler and shit like that.
They do. But yeah, they're teaming up together. John Cena is bringing out another film. It's going to hit theatres October 6th.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Freelance. He's a retired CIA operative person. Well, he wants to retire. And on his last mission, he has to go and rescue some daughter.
Right.
And it doesn't really go to plan. But it's supposed to be an action comedy.
I was about to say, hopefully it's, like I said, in that vacation, he's so good at the comedy aspects. He's so like in that film, and he's like, everybody likes me, and I like everybody. And like there's these criminals that want his father-in-law for $5 million. It's like the whole film they want this $5 million. By the end of it, it's like, I've got $5 million I can give you, and they're like, you fucking stupid. The package comes to the house, and it's his missus' dead mum's ashes, and he's like, oh my god, cocaine, and they're just like snorting together, and they're like, oh no, that was your dead mum. She's like, oh, in a way, John's like, in a way, it's kind of romantic, and there's him and his missus like, yeah, our mum's like, what the fuck's going on here, man? So hopefully it is a comedy. I like him in his comedy roles. Yeah. Please, James Gunn, bring him back as Peacemaker as well.
We've got a teaser for Good Burger 2.
Yes.
It just looks goofy. It just looks silly.
It's one, if you love them boys, though, you're going to love it. Just because...
It's going on Paramount. Yeah, it's going on Paramount. So, yeah, if you got Paramount, watch on that. I'm going to release date. Bear with me. Good Burgers 2. You've got November. November, so it comes out in November. And finally, we have Last of Us Crack.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, we've got season 2 coming, probably next year. Hopefully. But according to people, they could have up to 5 seasons of this. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing.
I was about to say, you're the one who can really...
Because I don't want to go down with the fucking Game of Thrones-esque route.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too far ahead and they're just putting everything together just so they can get something out there.
Because they know it's a popular show.
Yeah.
It's kind of bad because, correct me if I'm wrong, the season 1 took all the events of the first game. So they were parallel, that's fine. So yeah, if you do 5, you're either going to add stuff or you're going to drag on stuff.
Yes.
Meaning, to drag it on, you're going to have to add stuff.
I can understand game 2 will probably expand into season 2 and 3 because it is a long game.
Yeah.
So I can understand that aspect. So that's at least 3 seasons. And it depends on how far they get ahead with game 3.
Because that's not even out yet, is it?
Nah. It's not scheduled to come out to at least 2025.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of want them to stop there then.
Yeah, so you can't have the TV series too far ahead before the game.
Yeah.
But the good thing about this is Neil Druckmann, who made the games, is also behind the TV series.
All right, so
it could be the fact that we might get 4 and 5 season 4 and 5 before game 3.
Yeah.
And they could just tie it together.
Right. Okay.
So it's like what we're seeing in season 4 and 5 will be basically game 3.
Yeah.
That's the only hopeful thing I can see about this.
Or there could be, you could do it a different way. I don't know if you like it this way, but if they do like a season 2, 3, or 3 and 4, parts of that could be build up to the game. So when you get to the game, certain moments, certain characters pop up, and you go, that's them from the show. So it ties in that way as well. I don't know if you like it that way, but if that's the way they wanted to do it, they could have that as sort of like a little mini prologue to the game as well. Because obviously it's not till 2025, but there again, what are we now, 2023?
It's remaining. We've got Christmas in 4 months, and then we're into next year.
2024, so to be fair...
It's not really that far away.
No, it's not.
In reality-wise.
It
is for us, because we have to wait. But for them...
You can guarantee the 3rd game is out anywhere before a season 3, I reckon. Anywhere before.
Yes. 100%. I'm hoping... Well, like I said, I reckon season 2 and 3 will be the 2nd game.
Yeah.
That's how I'm...
That would make more sense.
It will be. Because, like I say, it is such a long game.
Yeah.
And obviously, 4 and 5 is hopefully the game 3. But depending on which way they do it, will we get the game first or will we get season 4 and 5 first? I don't know.
I'm by the sounds of that timescale, that I'm imagining you get game first, but definitely
hoping we get the game first.
Because season 1 was what start of this year.
Yeah.
So, and it's usually at least a year and a bit between seasons and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, but by that logic, you won't even get onto season 3 by the time the game comes out. Which is good because, like you said, you don't want it to Game of Thrones where it's the source material now being outran by the show.
Yeah. But like I said, luckily we've got Duckman behind the series and the game, so it's not too bad.
How much did J. Martin work on the show of Game of Thrones? Was he a big part of the Game of Thrones shows?
He was, and then obviously, again, because obviously, you get writer's block. So everyone gets writer's block. So there's obviously, he was so far ahead with his books, and then obviously I got writer's blocks. And
then the show's caught up.
And so it was the writers behind the show that's kind of taken over from the books.
I wonder if he warned them. He said, "Listen, I've not quite got to my conclusion yet. I've maybe waited."
He did. I think he did. I think he did say, "Look, I'm not ready. I haven't put anything together."
Because it's quite bad on them. Because say it might happen with The Last of Us. Say the creators or whatever the games or the books for Game of Thrones, for example, people are like, "Fuck me, they didn't have right shit endings to that." Like, whoa, it's not me. I didn't fucking write that. That's them getting carried away. So probably put a little black stain on it.
Well, apparently
has he? Sorry, Tim, you got a thought there, but just quickly get something before I forget. Has he finished his story of where the Game of Thrones should have ended, or is that still on?
I don't know. I don't think he's finished them yet.
I won't have a clue.
Because I can't remember what I was watching. I was watching something in him, R.R. Martin, and fucking and Stephen King were having a conversation, and he was saying he takes him at least 6 months to a year to put things together and sort it all out and everything else. Whereas Stephen King, he says he can have a book out in 3-4 weeks.
Jesus Christ.
But like I said, Stephen King says he sits in a room for like 6 hours a day.
And he just
shuts out from everybody. He just goes straight at it.
Well, that's when he did The Shining, didn't he? He was in that room where apparently he was on all kinds of drugs and shit, and he just went fucking. That's the story anyway. So
it all depends on who you are and how you are good at writing, I suppose.
Yeah, and to be fair, I think there's a lot more complex shit going on with the Game of Thrones stuff.
Yeah,
like the Stephen King stuff is great, but it's
you've got one main character who like haunts a little town.
Yeah.
Where Game of Thrones, like you said, you've got fucking 20-30 characters all have their own story.
What's happening with this Starks?
Intertwine with them all. Yeah. Who's family and
but that's a whole fantasy crack. You know what I mean? If you look at Tolkien, for the Lord of the Rings example, there's a lot of shit going on there. Yeah. That's to say because he's a similar sort of writer as to is to like I just say that because that's South Park. I will always say his name like that because he's from South Park. But yeah, there's obviously a lot more going on in the world of fantasy, especially if they're making these worlds like Westeros or Middle Earth, where they have history before it, a future in front of it, and all this kind of shit sideways. Yeah. Because in Westeros, there's Westeros, and then there's also the shit to the right of it, where blonde bitch and shit for whatever come with you, so you can correct me all the shit. I don't know. There's more lands over there with all the dickless army guys and stuff, and there's a lot more.
There is a lot more.
Whereas, like Stephen King, The Shining, for example, it's a guy and his family in a hotel.
Yeah.
Let's go nuts.
Yeah.
So, and not to say that it's bad. It's just there's not as much to unpack.
So you've got Pet Sematary, for example, where you've got a cat who died and comes back alive.
There we go. You just need a little bit of backstory. It's just because of Indian burials, shenanigans and stuff, and away we go.
Yeah. But hopefully things will go well for The Last of Us, and
yeah. Fingers crossed. I can't imagine the first show was so great. So I'm expecting good things from anyway, and hopefully when the game comes out, you guys absolutely eat up and adore the game as well.
I can imagine we will.
It'll be imagine what a gut punch it would be, because it's happened to me before when you get to certain shit and it's been so epic, and you get to another bit and you're like, that was a fucking letdown, because the pressure gets on top of people. Like, oh my god, people really love this shit.
I think that was the problem with bringing out the last season of Game of Thrones, is that people kept asking for it.
So the pressure, they just squeezed it out.
Because they did say, look, you audience, you asked for season 9. you got season 9. Yes, it wasn't anywhere close to what we wanted it to be.
I think it's because, for me, personally, I didn't really enjoy the whole show. There's aspects that I love, but really, I just thought, as per usual, same old fantasy Dan, it's not Lord of the Rings. But like I just thought, to be fair, I saw, like I said to you when I first started, I said that Jon Snow is not just a bastard, he's more important. Gets it, yeah, I fucking knew it. But like, I didn't think it was like awful because I really enjoyed. I always remember that moment of when the, oh my god, I'm gonna say the name wrong. The guys who look like fucking barbarians, Jason Momoa's boys,
Yeah.
Dothraki? I can't remember what they're called, but when they get sent out to fight against the zombies in the pitch black, and all of a sudden the lights start going out, and you're like, and I know a lot of people complain that battle was too dark. I'd probably, like, we had the battle in the sky with Jon Snow, you know nothing, and Daenerys and the ice guy. Like, I enjoyed that bit. The only thing is, it was annoying that the little boy, who's really a little girl, killed the guy. That's the only thing I thought, oh, why have you? I wanted to be, because I didn't mind Jon Snow. Right? I thought he was a decent character. But yeah, I think it's because I'm not a fan of the show. I wasn't like, oh my god, you've people let me down there. I was like, all right. But whereas you actual fans, I know that you lot absolutely despised it. But I really enjoyed the new show we got, House of Dragon.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that. I thought that was great. So, fuck knows.
I don't know what's happening with season 2. That's just fucking... I don't think we're getting that until 2025.
All right.
I think it's just a lot of shit needs involved, and I don't think they're going to go down the same route as season 9. So that's why our mind's behind it all again. He wants to get his shit together and all that stuff. There was 2 characters from Game of Thrones that I really enjoyed. One was what was he called? The guy with the burnt face, the really big guy. Wolf? I think his name was Wolf in the film, but I don't know. Yeah, and the other guy that always used to go around with the Lannisters, and he'd be like, you wouldn't find me fighting for an army of cockless men and all that kind of shit. And like, the Lannisters always say to him, he goes, don't fucking say it. I can't remember that. Sir John? Was he called Sir John? He was hilarious because no matter what situation he was in, like if he was with Roy, he's like, I don't give a fuck. I just want to go and fuck a prostitute and all that. And like, I think he was called Sir John. He's in. You know who I'm on about, yeah. He's in 2024. He's the Irish guy in that. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, he just wants coin and fucking shag everyone. He was so funny. Like the moment where he's got Lannister up with a crossbow. The little, what's his name? Tyrion Lannister? Yeah, whatever. And the way he's speaking at them, and it's just, I'm sick of you fucking Lannisters. He was fucking hilarious, man. There were a few really good characters. That Jon Snow shirt's coming out. The poster. Have you seen the poster for it? Yeah. And he looks like he's like dead or some shit. Is that because he's technically is dead? You know, like technically is dead because he did die. It's a whole Frodo thing, isn't it? Because in the Fellowship, Frodo dies on Weathertop when he gets stabbed by a Morgul blade, but they managed to pursue him a bit longer so he can destroy the ring and whatnot. That's why he has to go off and sail to the Undying Lands. So yeah, he did die originally. Yeah, because he died and then... Because you've got to see all his fucking 19 stab wounds. Yeah, but he's brought back to life by... Is it the Fire Bitch? Yeah. Who's really old and minging. The Red Witch. The Red Witch, yeah. She can fuck off. She was doing my editing and that. To be fair, she just rocked up and started poking her fucking beak and everything. Fuck off, love. I don't actually know what significance she had to that show. Yes, she brought Jon Snow back. Because you had that other guy, didn't he? He kept dying. He's been brought back a million times by her. Yeah, I'm sure he had a Nick Fury fucking thing. I think he was behind the... She was behind the fucking... ridiculous fucking father. Right. And obviously... She was helping him with the army and he had to kill certain people to do what he was doing. Because it made it look like she was bad at points, but she was always good. Mm. But yeah, she just fuck off, you meth. Did my head in. But anyway, if that's the... we'll end it earlier too, because I need to fucking double check. We've got breakfast not to get to here. But visuals, we'll end it there. Thank you for listening. Keep on, keep on, keep on. Love you, bye! Oh, what? Oh, keep honking on. Honk on.